Never stop learning because life never stops teaching you, right? So with this beautiful and motivating quote, we are going to start new chapter of class 10th chemistry, that is third chapter, metals and non-metals. So in this video particularly we are going to understand physical properties of metals only. So let's start. In our day-to-day life, we are using metals and non-metals. Yes, of course, we are using metals and non-metals also, and we know the examples also about the metals and non-metals. But here we are going to understand about the physical properties of metals. What is the physical property means? Physical property means whatever you can see, the appearance, the outside thing, okay, whatever you can see, the object. First of all, you will see the color, right? How it looks, that is the physical property of that particular thing. So here we are going to understand about physical properties of metals. So here we will see the first properties of metal, that is a metallic luster. So here you can see the person is rubbing uh, wooden surface with a sandpaper. Okay, after rubbing with a sandpaper, are you going to see here any luster, mean that is any shine coming from the wooden surface? No. But here in the second picture, if you see that the metal is already shining. Okay, the shining thing, that is shining thing is nothing but what is it? It is a metallic luster. So every metal shows this property, that is metallic luster. So metals in their pure state, when they are in their pure state, they have the shining surface. Okay, clearly you can see in both the pictures by comparing them. Wooden surface doesn't shine, but of course by it will shine by means of if you give any paint or shining liquid. But when you rub with the sandpaper, it will not show the shining property, but only the metal shows the shining property after or before rubbing with the sandpaper, and this property is said to be metallic luster. Let's see the second property, that is all about the hardness of the metal. Yes, from the metal only, by looking at it you can see that it is a hard, right? But there are some exceptions. Okay, there are some exceptions for metals, they are not that much hard. So you can see this picture. Okay, this is a picture of cutting the iron into the pieces. Okay, yes, you can make the pieces from the iron, any metal, that is iron, copper, aluminum and magnesium. But there is one exception, that is a sodium metal. Okay, and we have to take care like whenever we are handling the sodium, because it is very explosive in nature, right? When it comes in contact with the air, it is explosive in nature. So metals are generally hard, and the hardness varies from metal to metal. Yes, of course, here we have one example, that is the sodium, which is exception. It is not hard, you can cut it, see, just you can make a slice, right? So by comparing both the pictures, you can understand the how much effort is taking the first picture to cut the pieces, and the second picture you can see the sodium metal, which is not taking that much struggle to cut it into a pieces. So this is a property of hardness of the metal. So let's talk about the two properties here togetherly. So just observe this picture, you can see thin sheets of metals are there. So where the properties of metal, which shows that the ability of making thin sheets from the metals, so that ability is said to be malleability. That's why we can make so many things from the metals, right? And here one more ability of the metals are where we can get the thin wires from them. Because of that only we can make the jewelries from gold and silver particularly, and togetherly these properties are malleability and ductility. Okay, on screen you can see the vessels, cooking vessels, which are we using in our kitchens, right? So this is the property where we can understand about why we are using only metal vessels in our kitchen. Okay, so let's understand about this. Yes, metals are showing conduction of heat property. Because of that we are using only and only metal vessels. Okay, metal vessels for the cooking purpose. Why? Because they are showing high melting points. Okay, they are showing high melting points as compared to the other metals. So here we have some examples, okay, that metals are good conductors of heat and have high melting points. So the best conductors of heat are silver and copper, right? Silver and copper, and lead and mercury are the bad conductors of heat. Okay, so let's talk about the conduction of electricity. So on the screen you can see the picture of circuit diagram and even pictorial circuit diagram where by putting switch on you can see the bulb is lighting, right? So here we are using copper wire to perform a circuit diagram. Yes, copper is a metal which shows the conductivity, good conductivity about the heat also and even for the electricity. That's why we are using copper wires. Okay, so metal shows conduction of electricity property. Okay, so this is the last property of metal. When metals are like striking with hard surface, here is the example of bell ringing. Okay, when it is striking with any hard surface, it produces this sound. Okay, that property is called to be sonority. And when the surface, when the metal shows this property, and that metal said to be sonorous metal. So we have one more example here. Yes. Okay. So when you use such type of metals for producing this sound, that metals are said to be sonorous. And this property is said to be sonority. So let's do a quick summary of physical properties of metals. So first one was metallic luster, then hardness, then malleability and ductility. Then it continues with the conduction of heat, conduction of electricity and sonority. Okay, I hope you have understood about the physical properties of metals. So next in that next video we are going to understand about physical properties of non-metals. Thanks for watching.